Hello and welcome back to the podcast, coming to you live from the car on my way to the hospital. Today I have a story for you, and I want to talk about the importance of really standing in your boundaries, because before any of this stuff happened, where my daughter is going through her leukemia journey, I was at this place of really not upholding my boundaries, and since this has happened, I have been boundary control. So I want to share with you a story, and this has nothing to do with her leukemia diagnosis. This has everything to do with business and why boundaries in business are so important. And so basically, just to give you a very brief overview, I had purchased something for about $150, and I did not get access to the document. And I was a little perturbed because typically with digital products, you get immediate, instant access to whatever products you purchase. And so I purchased this product on a Sunday, and, I was like, okay, maybe it's because it's Sunday and I have to wait until Monday to get the email or the portal login, whatever it might be. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to make a big fuss about it. And, to me, $150 is still $150. So $150 is just as important as $150,000. And so when Sunday came and went and I didn't get the download, I was like, okay, this is okay. I'll give it another couple days, and then I'm going to reach out. And so nothing happened Monday, and then Tuesday I sent an email and I was like, hey, I didn't receive the document and I really would like to receive the document. Please let me know what I have to do on my end to log in and get access to wherever. So Tuesday comes and goes. Wednesday comes and goes. I think on Thursday, the next, the fall, basically 2 days after Tuesday. So Thursday comes and I'm like, all right, I'm sending another email because I still haven't gotten access to anything, and $150 is $150, especially when my daughter is getting treated for leukemia. That $150 can pay for a CAT scan, I sent another email and I said, hey, I wanted to follow up on the previous message. Please be sure to let me know if access has been granted. If access has not been granted, then I will escalate this further. I'll file a dispute with my credit card company. And Thursday comes and goes, nothing happens. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm filing a dispute with the credit card company. So I filed the dispute, and they actually started looking into it earlier this week. Today, at time of recording, it's Thursday, November 21st, and the credit card company started the case. They opened it up and reached out to the merchant on Monday, the 18th. And I was like, great. They said that they were going to provide a provisional credit to my card, and that if the merchant were to provide proof that they resolved the issue, that they would take the provisional credit away, and that they would also keep the provisional credit there if the merchant decided not to do anything about it. And so I wound up getting an email this morning at 12:30 a.m. because, in the digital world, time doesn't exist. So I got an email at 12:30 in the morning from someone in the customer support area of the company, and I was actually really happy to see that they reached out and they were willing to work with me and they wanted to resolve the dispute. And I was like, okay, yeah, I have no problem. I attached all of the documentation that I gave to the credit card company, and I attached the emails that I sent to them, and we both realized that there's two different customer support emails that were provided between the invoices and the receipts. So of course the one that I decided to email was not the right one, and the one that was the correct one was provided on a separate email. I wouldn't have known because that's not, I don't run that business. I don't know which one to email. I'm just the customer, and these are the options, so I'm going to choose one of them, and the one that I chose was wrong. So what happened? We worked together and we resolved the dispute, and I have no problem paying the fee. I have no problem paying what the charge is, because that was very honorable of them and in integrity of them to reach out and to resolve the dispute. So I really feel like it's important for you to uphold your boundaries. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Because whether it's good or bad, I mean, good and bad is a spectrum that honestly, really, truly does not exist. What happens is it's for the best of everyone. I always think of Frozen 2 because that's another movie that Penelope has been massively interested in lately. Where what happens when Elsa gets frozen in the Ahtohallan. I'm probably speaking gibberish for those of you who are not watching Frozen 2 on a daily basis. Basically, one of the main characters, the Ice Princess Elsa, she goes on an adventure to find a magical river, and she finds it, and then she gets frozen in it. And so Anna, her sister, has to do the next best thing. And so the next best thing was to break the dam. And there was a dam that was strengthening the waters. It was a peace offering. It was a gift. Why would you ever break a gift? Why would you ever break a peace offering? And the reason why is because it was offered and it was a gift made from fear. It was something that was going to take away from the people. And so it really wasn't a gift. It was actually meant to hurt the people that it was gifted to. And so Anna held her boundaries. She held her footing when it came to destroying that peace offering, that gift, which was a dam, which was supposed to strengthen the waters. And, of course, it didn't really strengthen the waters. Doesn't really matter. My point being, because she was firm in her boundaries, because she upheld her boundaries, what happened? She got her sister Elsa back. The kingdom came back to them both. And the spirits decided to lift the mist in the forest. And that's why it's really important for you to uphold your boundaries, even in business. Had I not filed the dispute with the credit card company, I wouldn't have gotten access to the document. And it's not about the money. It's about being integrity with how you deliver your products and your services. And this merchant decided to do that. They delivered. And I'm very grateful to them. And I absolutely will recommend them to anybody and absolutely give them great word of mouth marketing, because they are being authentic and they are standing in integrity in their business processes, their business support, and their business, how they deliver on their products and their services. And to me, that's more important than whatever number dollar sign you bring in revenue per year, per month, per week, per day. Doesn't matter. So I wanted to talk about that in this episode because boundaries are so important. And had I not gone through this experience with my daughter, I probably wouldn't have filed a dispute with the credit card company. And there's another thing to say, that there was something that happened earlier this year, although it was not my own experience. It was not my story. It was one of my friend's stories where she also had to file a dispute with the credit card company. And had I not done that, had I not upheld that boundary, and had I not, stood up for myself, it might not have gone that way. So as business owners, yes, sometimes we might see that as like an attack or, a cut at ourselves. It's not. People they're looking to make sure that they're going to be delivered what it is that they're promised. And they're more like 9 times out of 10 really making sure and looking for the betterment of things than for things to go in a different, more southern direction. And by more southern, I mean like a negative direction. So it is okay to take the time to anchor in on what you feel is right. And anchoring is a very powerful subconscious reprogramming tool that I use on a daily basis to say to myself, hey, it is okay for me to bring this up. It is okay for me to ask this question. It is okay for me to talk about that, because it is. Because that's me standing in what I can control, my quote unquote power, right? And That's me taking the action and doing the work necessary to get me to the next level. So take this episode and start implementing boundaries more firmly with yourself, more firmly with your business, and ask yourself, where might there be a boundary that I'm not upholding? And how can what can I do to hold that boundary up more efficiently for myself, more efficiently for my business? And then on top of that, after you've gone through those questions, you've journaled that, anchor in on the feeling of what it feels like to stand up for yourself and what it feels like to hold up those boundaries. Because when you anchor in on that feeling, you are anchoring into that power and that conviction. That's the word that I really like. That's your conviction, okay? And that's what's going to get you where you want to go. I'm so excited. I'm so happy you tuned into this episode. I want to thank you as always for tuning in, even when I record from the car, because I know that audio quality is definitely a thing for podcasts, and I miss my microphone so much. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I want to encourage you to leave a review and to share this episode with one of your fellow entrepreneur, online business owner, and content creator friends. I am so excited to dive into a couple more episodes by the end of the year, and I will talk with you very soon.